Looking into this Notre Dame game, though, Joe, look, here's the bottom line. I do. There's two thoughts that I had. You know what? The first thing that I thought when I heard Dabo say all of that and him erupt, either one or two things is going to happen. Either the players around him are going to rally and they're going to play for him, and they're going to go out there and do something that nobody in the country thinks they can do and beat Notre Dame. I don't see that happening. I think that Notre Dame's going to come out there and hand them a can of whoop ass. But I do think that there are times in situations where there are make or break points. Like we've thought that they've had a couple of make or break points at Clemson. This is it, right? Like it's not the Miami loss. It's not the NC State loss. It's not the loss to Duke or Florida State. This is the make or break, right? And you got a really quality team that you can get back on track at. But I don't see them winning here. I think Notre Dame is too physical. I don't think Klubnik makes smart enough decisions against a really good defense in Notre Dame. Man, I think Notre Dame could do some things here. But if I'm not mistaken, that game's at Clemson, correct?
It is.
Yeah, and things can get weird in Howard's Rock when Dabo starts letting it fly.
Well, more specifically, this rivalry game, things get really, really weird. And you're talking about there is two directions that this could go. And this could be really bad timing for Notre Dame to be dealing with Clemson, where their back's up against the wall and they could rally together and pull out a huge upset and get a big win and, really re-solidify themselves as turning around in the right direction. This could be that rallying point. I would argue that the way that Dabo's handling himself, it does not seem great. It does not seem like a total rallying point, but we're not inside that locker room. You pointed out my main reason why I am leaning Notre Dame. Don't think that Notre Dame blows them out. I'm not going to go anywhere near that. But what Notre Dame has done in their very successful stretch recently is that they have turned the ball over at a crazy rate. They are forcing quarterbacks to make just not only bad decisions, but back-breaking, horrible decisions that completely destroy any offensive momentum that you can have. They're pressuring guys. They're getting those picks. They're getting these fumbles. And I know that they did it against a really bad Pitt team last week, but they also forced Caleb Williams into that position to play the way that he did. So if Cade Klubnik is a guy who's making questionable decisions and in his worst games is turning the ball over, it could be a really freaking long day. He needs to play perfect. That's not an exaggeration. He cannot make stupid decisions. He needs to be 70+% on his completion percentage if they want to win.
And I don't know if Klubnik can do that. I don't think Klubnik.
He hasn't shown it.
Yeah, he hasn't shown it. And here's another thing. They've missed on the back-to-back quarterbacks. What has Clemson been? Joe, what have they been? They have been really solid defensively, which I still think that they're a pretty damn good, solid defensive team. They got dudes on that defense, okay?
Oh, yeah, their secondary is great.
But their MO has been get guys like Deshaun Watson, Taj Boyd, Trevor Lawrence, transcendent college quarterbacks that lead them to success. DJU could not do that. And obviously Klubnik cannot do that right now. I still think Klubnik has a lot of tools, and this is his first year starting, okay? There's no telling what that kid can wind up being. Let's give him a little bit of grace in reference to, this being his first year starting. I will always say that after I saw number 9 in purple and gold have a really bad year in 18 and turn around and throw for 60 touchdowns the following one. But they have missed to some extent. And if Dabo does not – so, for example, they don't have a Ben Morrison, okay? They don't. They do not have an Estime, okay? I like Will Shipley. Will Shipley is not Estime. They don't have the offensive line that it takes if you're not going to get the dudes that you've had at wide receiver. Now, I still do believe Bo Collins is a pretty damn good receiver. I talked to some NFL scouts. They like him. Joe, it's been the overthrows to him and Klubnik being absolutely chaotic. Oh, Joe, he went up the ladder on Fentrell Cypress and pulled one down. We're looking at Fentrell Cypress as a potential first or second round pick, okay? He's going to be a guy. He is a guy. Poor old Dabo. He keeps saying, poor old us. Well, poor old Dabo, Notre Dame might come in there and the whole Catholic And they might put the whole Trinity up on your ass in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost.
I mean, I'm absolutely going to be rooting for that to be the outcome, because that would
Of
be
course
just
you are.
a nice little stamp on the season, because I really do love to prove Clemson wrong and get to really solidify things here. But you are talking about if there is a path for Notre Dame to really struggle in this game, they're now going to be without Mitchell Evans, who is their very talented tight end.
Significant knee injury, right?
Yeah, I was at the Pitt game, and he went down, and it did not look good. Did not catch what exactly happened. I am a little worried with Nate Wiggins and the rest of that Clemson secondary being as good as they are, really holding down that Notre Dame passing attack, because Sam Hartman threw 2 picks against Pitt. The mistakes are going to be there. The turnovers are going to be there. If they get the run game going and they're fine, it could be a very long day for Clemson.
Well, see, so I actually agree with you the exact same. This could get a little hairy for them. Okay. The problem is I don't think Clemson can do anything offensively on this good defense. So it's the opposite side of that too. But I do think that there is a chance. Look, Clemson is not bad defensively, man. They will line up man-to-man on the outside and say, beat us. And there's not a lot of teams that we've seen this year. And look, Miami's got some dudes. Florida State 1,000% has dudes. And remember, when in that Florida State game, we're saying, hey, man, you better get Keon Coleman involved. You better get Keon. They could not get the ball to him early. Jordan Travis would have spent all of his NIL money at that exact moment to be able to get the ball to him. Now, eventually in the fourth quarter, he was able to. They win. They go into overtime, whatever. This team still has talent, and this team still can go out there and beat Notre Dame. I don't care that they're 4-4. I really don't. When I look at them, okay, I'm like, Notre Dame, you should be able to go in there and win. But, Joe, I'm going to be a little honest. I think that the defense for Clemson would keep me up at night if I'm Marcus Freeman.
Again, not a good week to be rolling in to play that defense.
Nope.
I actually would not be shocked if this game does not play out similarly to the Duke game. I think that there's a really likely scenario where Notre Dame just constantly is slamming their head against the wall, trying to figure out a way to get their offense going, and they just can't. But their defense is playing lights out. If this is a close, gritty game, I'd be a little worried that Clemson does pull it out. But again, at the same time, if Notre Dame turns the ball over the way that they've been doing and making these just horrible back-breaking turnovers to really demoralize an offense, like if they do that to Cade Klubnik, that's how you win the football game. We saw what happened when they played Duke. It's kind of similar circumstance here of the air was completely sucked out of that offense with those turnovers that they had.
Well, look, I'm going to pick Notre Dame, but Joe, I think it's a touchdown game. I really think it's a touchdown game. I think that you're dead on with that Duke comparison. But for whatever reason, I just don't see Cade Klubnik winning on this. If they win, I can't see Cade Klubnik being the dude that led him to the victory.
Well, when Duke kept that thing close, yes, Riley Leonard was a big reason why, but it wasn't him throwing the ball. He actually had a really bad day statistically throwing the ball, and he had a lot of bad throws.
Riley Leonard is better at running the football than Klubnik is.
If they can figure out a way to get Shipley, and I'm blanking on the name of the other back that they have that's really good.
Yeah,
if they figure out a way
back too.
Yeah, if they figure out a way to get that run game going, that's where the issues lie. And Duke did that at the end of the game. They found a way against that. They grinded them out the whole game, not a lot of points. And then finally that last drive, it worked. It all came through. Notre Dame can't falter in any way.
If you Catholics let me down this week, I'm going to be disappointed. And look at Dabo.
Well, every time you've picked Notre Dame, they've won. So
yeah, I'm 3-0. And I'm just going to throw this out here. Did pick Louisville.
I have no comment. I forgot that you did that. No, wait, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You picked Notre Dame.
No,
I will go pull up that graphic.
Okay,
I will go pull up
but I feel like I picked Louisville.
Because I picked LSU to lose to Missouri, and then after you sent me your thing, you said change my Notre Dame pick to Louisville, and I didn't.
So I did pick them.
No, you said just kidding. You didn't actually want me to.
No, I
Liar.
actually did want you to.
No, you didn't.
All right. We'll see you guys again live on Wednesday. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Make sure you check out Bet Online for all of your sports betting needs. For anything that I do betting related, I go on over to betonline.ag and I use promo code BELIEVE50. BetOnline has all of the latest updated odds for the NFL and college football seasons. Anything you need, whether it's futures, live in-game betting, no matter what, your football betting needs are met at BetOnline. And again, make sure you use that promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50 to get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.